Are you freaked out because your C-section scar just doesn't look like what you want it to look like? Are you worried about bathing suit season coming up? If so, this video is for you. My name's Nicole. I'm a physical therapist and a mama, and even though I haven't had a C-section myself, I have some awesome tips on how you can get that C-section scar moving and healing so that it looks and feels the way you want it to. You can really break this down into 3 categories. Number 1, self-care. Let's start with the easiest one. Don't smoke or quit smoking. It's a known fact that smoking slows healing. So if you're trying to get that scar healed up, ditch the cigarettes because it's not going to help anything. Number 2, exercise. Now, if you are freshly postpartum, I'm not talking about going to the gym or trying to get your PR, weightlifting. I'm just talking about walking around your house and mostly focusing on breathing and doing those pelvic floor exercises that we've talked so much about. That's where you start. Once you're down the road, then yes, walking, running, lifting, those are great things to be doing, but not newly postpartum. Please don't take that from this video. Number 2, desensitization. Yeah, it's just a big fancy word for get your scar used to being touched. So you want to start with things very appealing to the skin, right? So silk or like a nice fleece blanket, something that's not agitating that area. Once that gets easy, you're going to move to a rougher material, thinking like, okay, a washcloth, and eventually getting up to things as rough as like a shower loofah, because you really can't move on to the next step without being able to tolerate that scar being touched. And you can start that really early on as long as things are closed and your hands are clean and the material you're using is clean, because you don't want to get risk of infection by putting dirty stuff on a scar, especially if there's any openings in it. So that brings us to number 3, scar massage, or what I like to say, scar mobility, because believe it or not, you can actually start this in the hospital like day 1 after your C-section. What you want to do is when you're that fresh until about the 6 week mark, when you get the okay from your OBGYN or your midwife that, yep, things look good, resume activity as normal. Then you can start working directly on the scar. But until then, just work on the areas above and below. Move the skin up, move the skin down, do circles around that skin. Just get things moving, because they've cut through a lot of layers there, and the last thing you want is for all the layers to adhere down to the very bottom layer. That's not going anywhere, and that's going to affect your function and could even cause you pain. So, you've got the okay at the 6th week, you can start working directly on the scar. What I want you to do, put your fingers on the scar, right? Go about, a 1/2 inch, just put some pressure there and move up or down. When you start to feel some tension there, it might be probably uncomfortable, there's some resistance, that's a good place to stop. If you feel sharp pains or stabbing pains, you've gone too far, back off a little bit. When you find that perfect middle ground, just hold it there for 1 or 2 minutes. And then change directions and go down. Ideally, you'd be spending about 5 to 10 minutes on this 3 to 5 times a week. Hold up, you say. I'm a mom. I do not have time for that. That's okay. Even if you spend 1 to 2 minutes while you're in the shower or right before you go to bed, anything is better than nothing. So just start where you can. Don't waste time shaming yourself. Just do what you can do. Okay? So after it gets easy to do just those up and down movements, think about doing diagonals. Think about circles. Think about lifting the skin up along that scar. You want to just move that skin in all different directions so the layers are pulling apart and not adhering down. Why is this important? This is important because if everything is adhered down, when you're going to exercise, you're having a pelvic pain that you just can't get rid of. When you're trying to lift and move your kids around and you just feel like something isn't right, it isn't, because those layers are made to move, and if they're not moving, they can be causing compensations and pains in other parts of your body. So you gotta get that scar moving. So now that you know how to take care of your scar, I encourage you to don't waste another minute watching this video. Go get it done. Subscribe to this channel though if you liked what you saw, so that next time new stuff's coming out, you can get more information about pregnancy and postpartum. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. Comment any questions that you have. Love to keep the conversation going. Can't wait to see y'all next time. My name's Nicole.